Welcome back to another episode of the Marketing Quacks podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Dozer, and if you're new to the show, the mission here is to expose the quacks and gimmicks in the marketing industry while featuring some great marketers and entrepreneurs along the way. Now, in this episode, I was excited to have on Grace Leung. Now, Grace is a YouTuber, consultant, really an expert in all things AI and marketing. And this was a fun conversation about growing a YouTube channel, just some actionable tips and tricks, how you can use AI to help you in that growth, and also what's on the horizon for AI and how that relates to content creation. So really a fun conversation, and I hope you enjoy. So Grace, thank you so much for joining the show.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Ryan, for having me. Really excited for a chat.
Yeah, so absolutely. So those who haven't heard of you, can you just do a quick intro on who you are and what you do?
Yes, for sure. So hello, I'm Grace. So I'm a digital growth consultant and educator based in Canada. So I mainly do one-on-one consulting with brands, helping them to build an online brand presence, whether they just want to start starting out, or they want to accelerate attractions, getting more traffic using primarily SEO and content, and also perhaps they want to move offline to online and to build starting building the online brand presence.
Yeah, you also have a popular YouTube channel, which is actually how I found you. The algorithm recommended you, and I was like, started watching some of your content. I'm like, wow, she's talking about some of the exact same stuff that I'm doing. So that's kind of resonated with what you're talking about. So talk about kind of your background, and was it corporate America? I think you mentioned one time. Talk about your background in corporate America and kind of why you decided to transition to this full-time entrepreneurship venture or journey.
Yeah, so actually my journey is quite interesting because it's span across both Asia and North America. So actually, I started my career working in the corporate world in Asia for 10 years before I moved to Canada around 2 years ago with my family. So since I moved to Canada, I joined a tech company focusing on people analytics and leading their demand gen program, growth marketing programs for the new product innovations, targeting the US market. So that time we managed to get a lot of tractions. We also achieved significant sales pipeline growth. But unfortunately, like many others working in tech that time, I got hit by the layoffs. So that time I felt quite lost because, work has always occupied my whole life. I am super workaholic. So that time I decided, took a few weeks of career break just to think through what was the best move for myself. I wasn't really rushing to find a full-time role, but instead reflecting my past experience, what I have been enjoy doing, what I have been excited doing. And I reflect, I have been doing a lot in the past, even though I was working corporate. So I've been doing freelancing, SEO freelancing.
Same.
Yes, I also tried building an online shop on selling floral bouquet, floral bouquet. But just to realize, that business model was so hard to scale. Even though I got clients, I got leads because that was so tailor-made. And then I give up that idea unless I outsource. And then I also tried to partner with another business partner to build a community like an influencer, a marketplace that was a mobile app, and also we also managed to get a lot of tractions. We got a lot of members sign up, but unfortunately we broke up because there was some misalignment in terms of the long-term vision. So I quit. And even though when I was working in Asia, that time I helped my previous employee to build our startup e-commerce brand with Shopify from scratch, and we achieved tremendous growth within a few months. So as I reflect the journey, I have been loved building things. So that time I just thought, that was the perfect moment to build my own stuff. Right?
Yeah. And I had a similar story, Grace, in corporate America, right? So I was a traditional 9-to-5. I was running paid ads, multi-million-dollar budgets for a huge media company. And I thought, well, this sucks. It took me literally 2 months to figure out corporate rewards busyness over actual production. And I read the 4-Hour Work Week from Tim Ferriss. I'm like, well, I'm just going to figure this stuff out on myself. And so I resonate with a lot of what you're saying. We're just trying to figure it out on your own and just kind of shoot for the stars, essentially,
Exactly. Yeah. That time I just thought, if we have the capability to build any online brand from scratch for anyone, we can just build our own, right? So
Why are we making rich people richer, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that yeah, I can totally relate what you say, and so that time I decided, I decided to reactivate my YouTube channel and start to sharing what I've learned, what I found working, and start crafting my business over. I didn't even have lead form. I didn't even use a web form. I just used Google form, and then people start reaching out, and they're like brands reaching out for collaborations, and this is how it all started. So. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have a really good channel. I was going to dive into that here next. So it looks like you have a little over 11,000 now, which is very impressive, by the way. So talk about how you grew it to that number, because you're still relatively new. I mean, you only have 47 videos on this channel, and you have some. I'm looking at one here, your Notebook LM Perplexity had 13 days ago. You posted that, and it's already your most popular video. So what are some tactics that you've been using to grow this so quickly?
Thank you. Thanks, Ryan. I really appreciate that. So I think first of all, we need to define what success means, right? If we're talking about like purely getting views, getting subscriber count, so there are a few tactics I do have. But before I share the tactics, I think very important is have the mindset right, getting the right mindset. And this is also something I have been doing wrong when I first started. I got burnout very soon. I almost gave up. Right. And right now, when I look back, I realize having the right mindset is the very first important step. Because if you want to succeed on YouTube, you really need to run like a business. Even though you don't own a business, you have to run it like a business. You cannot just upload a few videos and getting no views and then give up. And I don't want to do this anymore. You need to keep showing up, and you need to understand like every videos have a chance to succeed. That's a seed planted for future. When the timing is right, every views will come. So I think getting the right mindset is very important. And then if we're talking about a tactic, so there are three elements that I've found particularly very useful. When I'm looking back, the first one is choosing the right topic, because we need to understand some topics just by nature is more popular than others. Just taking like talking about the Notebook LM that I recently do, right? Notebook LM is definitely on trend. So you just need to pick a right topic. If you just want to get more views, more subscribers, you need to do a lot of market research, understanding like what are some on-trend topics within your niche. And then so for example, if I talk about like calculating digital marketing budget, definitely some topics are very niche. It also almost determines the growth potential of your views. And so and then another thing is about like how you approach a topic with a good angle, right? Obviously, if we're talking about like ChatGPT, those are very popular topic, but however, it also very competitive, right? So if you want to stand out, you also want to approach it with a very unique angle that people interested in. And that's why like talking about the example you just shared about the Notebook LM, this is also the reason why I decided to frame it using a different angle, because I think this is also a question I have in my mind as an audience, right? Why I would choose Notebook LM over other like popular AI research.
It's true.
Yeah, so that's why I think the first thing is topic. Pick a good topic, do a lot of time collecting signals, feedback, and pick a right topic. And the second thing is about the video packaging. How you package the whole video, because the truth is, if you don't have a good packaging, no one gonna click it. You will have no view. Just think about like how you do grocery shopping, how you pick a product from a shelf, right? Because that is human psychology. So I also study psychology, like what drive people clicks. So you need to make sure you have curiosity that is easy to understand. Like you don't want people to think. So right now I will also try to craft the video title, thumbnails before I actually start scripting the videos, because then it will always allows me that my script, my content will tie back to the title to make sure I won't go off topic. I won't, like make sure I deliver that. So I think this is actually very important. You have the video packaging before you actually start scripting.
I don't know if you agree with me on this. I think the thumbnail and the title are actually probably the two most important elements of a video.
Exactly. Yes, yes. And I think most content creators, they overlook this. They just start right away with the scripting process, like filming. But however, you want to spend a lot of time to think about, if I frame this topic using this packaging, are you feeling excited? Just think about, if your audience, would you click on it? If you don't want to click on it, then this is not a good topic. You should spend time to create content.
I don't even write scripts, Grace, to be honest with you. If you watch my videos, you've probably noticed that. But like, I just reshoot things 5 or 10 times because I don't like scripting things. I probably should if I want to take things to the next level. But one thing I wanted to mention, what you just said, is I think where we differentiate from common creators is we have backgrounds in marketing. We understand consumer behavior. We understand SEO, both probably the Google, YouTube, Perplexity, ChatGPT side, and LLMs. That's the future of SEO. I think that differentiates us from common creators who they may be good at editing. They may be good at filming, but then when they start to like try to figure out, why is my video not showing up, they struggle, they lead to burnout, and then all the other things that come with that. So I want to make that point very clear as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So I what I've learned is you need to have a system, right? You want to make it last, because as long as you don't quit, you can't fail. And this is the statement I always have in my mind. And because as a marketer, we know how to grab people attention. So that's why we also got to use a lot of like what we know, like the principles. We applied it on our video, like packaging and content creation, and to grab the attention fast. I think this is what successful marketers should able to do, is to grab attention, right? Because it's so crowded, YouTube, you're going to find ways to stand out.
Yeah. And I also want to talk about too, we talked about the metrics that matter. You brought that up at the beginning too. So a lot of times creators, they look at vanity metrics. How many views did I get on this video? How many subscribers did I get? How many views did I get on TikTok, Instagram Reels, etc.? But behind the scenes, what people don't understand is, I was talking to Eric Jorgensen about this on my last episode. I would much rather have 50 to 100 qualified viewers on a long form video than, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 viewers on a low quality topic, low quality video and short form content or short format, because the quality of viewers that you attract with things like that will not convert down the road into an email drip sequence, into a course, into consulting, right? You have to think more business minded, like you alluded to earlier.
Yes, you make a really good point. So that's why right now I don't do shorts, right? I just purely doing long form content, because I think, to me, like, how I define the success is 2 aspects. The first one is, am I building a true influence by building a community? So true influence, I measure in 2 metrics, like the subscriber growth and also the watch time. So if I just purely 1 subscriber, those vanity matrix, I can just post a lot of shorts, right? My subscribers will go skyrocket, right? Just posting shorts. But however, I also want them to watch my videos and to listen what I have to say. So this is how you building true influence, because people are really listening to you. They want to see like your perspective, your own way of thinking. And the second things, just to echo what you just mentioned about, it's not just about the view performance. Is it getting leads? Is it getting business opportunities? So also track that, am I able to use that influence to attract different business opportunities outside of YouTube? Perhaps that is leads, right? People want to find me for consulting, like building their own website, but they don't know where to start. And then also like newsletter sign up, right? They want to hear me more and keep engaging me outside of YouTube, and also like brand collaboration, sponsorship. So I also measure these kind of metrics, because these are strong indicators that people who want to engage and follow you outside of YouTube, right? Even though I treasure every one of them reach out to me on LinkedIn. Even I really appreciate that, because which means that people think you provide true values. People want to follow you, not just watch your videos.
Yeah, and this was going to segment into my next question, where we talk about rented traffic into owned traffic. So the importance of owning your traffic and owning your ecosystem. And a lot of creators drop the ball on this, Grace. I've seen this time and time again, where the algorithms fluctuate. YouTube might shut your channel down, your social channels down, and then you had 10,000, 50,000 subscribers, and now you're screwed because you don't have anywhere else to get traffic. So talk about the importance of rented traffic versus owned traffic.
Yeah, so I think this is also like a lot of content creators, especially when they're starting out, they overlook this because they spend lots of effort focusing on growing the YouTube channel, the subscriber counts, like monetizing the channels. But
Yeah, through
however,
AdSense, even though that's one of the worst monetization avenues you can go down.
exactly, just pennies, right? Those AdSense is not able to make you a living, right? So that's why you need to have the right mindset. You need to bring direct the traffic from YouTube back to your own CRM. For example, like how you build your newsletter. So this is also something I've been actively doing. Like I have a weekly newsletter to engage with my audience because because even though like how the algorithm changed, because right now like recently YouTube just changed algorithms. They changed that you can post shorts up to 30 seconds, so which means YouTube coming they will push a lot of short videos, so we're in trouble, right?
Everyone's changing their algorithm. I mean, you're in the SEO world. Look how much Google has changed their algorithm in the past few months.
Exactly. Yeah, they have content update, have a content update. So we got hit by the algorithms, but what we can control is the context, right? That is the goal for business because if you have the context, if you have the customer email, you can contact them. You can send them message right to the mailbox if you want to, whenever you want to. You don't need to post another video. You don't need to write another blog just to reach to those audience. You can do it anytime, and you can get sell them and push them down the funnel. So I would encourage every content creator to do it from day one. Don't think you need to build an audience and then you try to direct them to your own funnel. So you need to have the funnel built from day one. So this is really important. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a priorities thing. I know some creators that have 5,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers, sometimes even less than that, but that their funnels are so dialed in and they understand how to turn these subscribers into leads, whether it's like courses, consulting, whether it's like actual leads for a lead gen type business, if they do pay-per-click or other form of marketing with clients. They've just mastered that funnel game. So like anyone listening to this, don't think that you have to have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube to make money, because oftentimes people that just have a lot of subscribers with no back-end funnels behind it, they're probably not making that much money.
Yes, yes. So I would say like having a funnel is so important because this is how you do a business, right? You have the top of funnel and then how you can keep pushing your audience to a circle, consider that and then become your customer eventually. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you bullish on YouTube in the future? Or are there any other platforms that you're spending your time on now?
No, I'm all in on YouTube. Yeah. And to be honest, I spend more time than I spend for my website as well. Because I think YouTube is very unique. It's like the second largest search engine. It has 1 billion active user. I think the uniqueness is that whenever you do a video, you can just search. Like for example, if you post a video like few years ago, even 10 years ago, you can still able to find it. And I think this kind of uniqueness is a match versus other social media. Like for example, Instagram or LinkedIn, when you post a video or post a content, it got vanished, it got buried. Maybe the lifespan is just 1 week, 2 weeks.
If that, yeah.
Yeah, for YouTube, to me, every video is an access. It's an access that will generate leads for years to come. So I still believe that because, YouTube is just a massive opportunity, and I urge like everyone to start investing in it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm with you. The quality of people on YouTube too is a lot higher than what you get on TikTok or all these short form platforms. And I also look at YouTube as a content funnel, right? You can use transcripts from YouTube videos. I'm sure you've done this. Use AI to repurpose one YouTube video into various short form content for social media, for blog posts, for email newsletters. There's a million different ways you can repurpose YouTube videos with AI. I think that's another important thing.
Yes. Yeah. And another thing I forgot to mention is about when you're doing video, you're actually selling yourself. You start building trust from the first minute. Unlike you do SEO, right? You still need to have like discovery call. You still need to have the pitching process. But YouTube, you just do the selling already. Like,
for sure.
So I think this is very powerful. Yeah.
For sure. I want to talk a little bit more about AIs. Obviously, that's what your channel is focused on here. So What role does AI play, I guess, in your video content creation process, whether it's like planning, thumbnails, ideation, optimizing descriptions, titles? Talk about what tools you're using and what that process looks like.
Yes, a lot. So in terms of tools, I mainly use Perplexity for researching, like gathering information because like AI just changed so fast. Like like this week we have a lot happening, like
Spaces.
spaces, cloud, a lot of new stuff. Like it's like every week. It's like every day. It's not every few months. It's like every week. It's
Well, now Claude can control our computers now.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's crazy. So I use Perplexity just to gather different updates on AI, just to make sure I don't miss anything important before, and then deciding if I want to do another video on that. And then I also use a lot on Claude. I love Claude because it's just a good thinker. It's just like having an assistant just keep giving you feedback or ideation. So I also use Canva. If you also consider that as an AI tool, I use Notion to manage my content calendar, my building my content ideas library. So I would never run out of content ideas. And so how I use in particular like Cloud, I would set different projects specifically for different tasks. For example, I have a project just for ideation on thumbnail, clothes, the video titles, description. I even set a command. So whenever I type a command, and then it will do the automatically like giving me the response. So I would set in this way. It's just building different project, and now we have spaces, right? We can also automate the tasks. So I use that a lot, like getting ideas, thumbnail ideas, description, and also repurposing perhaps maybe part of my YouTube video into a social video so I can maximize the value of my content, and also newsletter. I also use that to draft my newsletter, but I'll also make the editing to make sure it sounds like me. And then on Cloud, you can upload your own writing style. You can fit it, your samples. You get like, it's very powerful, It saved me so much time compared before we don't have AI. So I really, really like that. Yeah.
I love Claude projects. I have probably 20. So I have some for each client. I have my own Claude project where you can upload all the knowledge. My biggest beef with Claude is they can't scrape URLs, browse the internet, or generate images yet. But I think at least the internet browsing feature is probably going to come soon, I would imagine.
Yeah, I hope so, because I imagine if they have the access to internet, that is really powerful, because the thoughtful response, at least from my experience for now, I think I still can't find from other AI.
What do you
Perhaps,
think's the best model right now? Claude 3.5 Sonnet has my vote.
yes, I would say is my vote. Yeah, is my vote. And I would say maybe O1. O1 is similar to that. I also tried that. The response is thoughtful, but unlike Claude, is always attention to details. Whenever you give the whatever information you give in the knowledge base, it will consider that. It seldom miss any details, unlike ChatGPT is like always forget details, and yeah, it's
Yeah, and that's number one thing I tell people is that people who are new to AI, they're beginners, they'll just go to the main chat, whether it's GPT 4.0 or just Claude 3.5 Sonnet on the free version, and they'll just fire away with prompts, and they'll wonder why all these common words and phrases, they're getting flagged by detectors. And I'm like, time out, guys. You have to start a Claude project or a custom GPT, upload all this knowledge, set parameters, exclude these hundreds of words that AI uses, robust, delve, excel, you know what I'm going? Like all these words that they use, and then you just go from there. That is the power of AI that people are missing, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, so I also set like for I also set custom instruction like what you said, like what kind of word I don't like because that sounds too robotic, right? Game changer and
Robust, delve, those are my favorite.
yes, yes, and then like and also avoid the verbiage. Don't mention any unnecessary details because the length limit on Cloud also use up fast. So I also try to ask it, right, make it short, make it precise. Don't try to explain the details because every AI chatbot is like that. They try to explain everything. Like,
So where do you think this is going, Grace? I guess where do you see AI changing the landscape of content creation here in the near future?
yeah, so I would say is right now because of AI, the bar of creating quality content is just so easy. Like everyone can just click the few button, like with few clicks they can create decent content. So I think there are going to be a lot of trash, I would
There
say.
already is.
Yeah, low quality information, and that's why Google right now is in trouble, right? So and that's why I think for the content marketing, if you want to stand out, you really need to understand like what the audience want and convey your personality, right? So that's why right now personal branding is so important, because people don't lack of information. They don't want to hear the same opinion from another people. They want to know what you have to say. They want to know your perspective. So I would say like it's just so easy to make content. So that's why you want to don't just optimize for search, right? Imagine right now we have a lot of AI writing tools. We have the I don't want to mention the names, right? But however, we have a lot of AI writing tools. They just hacking the algorithm. They everyone can do it, right? But however, if everyone can do it, then what's the point for you to stand out? So you need to still have some human elements, your own way of thinking in your content, because people gonna notice it. And I believe that when AI is getting adopted, people will go to the opposite. People can smell those AI generated content, right? People are not stupid. So that's why you still want to make a balance by having your own insight and not just optimize for search, but optimize for search intent. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think humans also crave the authenticity from real creators too. And what you said earlier about the AI tools, 99% of these tools are just ChatGPT, they're Claude, they're made with these fancy websites, these nice little buttons, and they scam people by charging up on the API usage. So I want to call that out. That's like my biggest passion of AI right now. I'm like, all these tools are scams and people just don't understand how it works.
Yes, and I would say there are so many like free ways, different other ways to just you can just achieve the same results, right? Those two just hacking the system. Oh, you need to put the keyword in this phrase like in the first 200 words, right? They literally just pull that all information.
I saw an ad the other night, Grace. It's a little off topic. I saw an ad the other night. I'm not going to say what company it was. It was a white label AI SaaS marketing tool. And this guy was like, F ChatGPT, use this tool. And I'm sitting here looking at him like, this is ChatGPT. So they're literally lying to the people because they're using GPT-4o API to power their system. And I'm like, this is just how it works. SaaS is just so full of gimmicks. And I hate it. I honestly hate it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, every those AI tools, they're actually using ChatGPT. I'm
For
sure.
sure.
I'm sure. Yeah, they're just.
So
And I,
speaking of gimmicks, this is the Marketing Quacks podcast after all. And I want to talk about what are Grace's biggest marketing quacks, whether it's like tricks or gimmicks that you see people do on YouTube, AI marketing. What is that for you?
a lot. I would say a lot of scam like on YouTube, like those clickbait title. I would say like two examples I can call out. Is like grow your follower fast, like 0 to 100K in a few weeks, or like build thousands or few hundreds AI and rank number one in few minutes. That is very silly.
But guess what? If they have 100,000 subscribers, they probably bought them to fool someone who has no idea how any of this works. And they're like, oh my God, this guy's so credible. I've seen these creators do this all the time.
Yes, and to be honest, I hate that because as marketers, we know that there is nothing called guaranteeing, right? There's no promise. I never make that promise. I may promise that you can improve that faster, but I would never promise you will, like rank number one in few minutes and then generate articles on autopilot. And what's the point of that? You're just creating trash to the open web, right? What's the point? Is it being helpful to everyone? So this also like triggers me to think about like how marketers can use AI more in a more responsible way, right? You really want to make content that is helpful to people. You're not just like try to scammy people. Oh, you can build 100 AI generated content on autopilot, and then you can rank and get views, get traffic from day one. So this is just gimmick. Yeah.
That's most of them too. There's one guy in particular. I'm obviously not going to say his name, but we can talk after the show. Well, every single thumbnail is or like skulls or things going up. It's one of those where it's like rank 1. Oh my God, perplexity, how to rank 1. And it's like, well, let's say you do rank 1. That doesn't mean you're going to make any money. You could rank 1 for the most long tail keyword ever, and that's not going to drive anything. So it's such a gimmick. I agree with you.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just final note, wrap this up, Grace. This has been fun. Any final notes that you have for the audience listening about what we talked about, from YouTube creation to how to run a business to AI? What would that final note be for the audience?
Yeah, so I think I think really about like learn AI, right? Understand how AI
Just
works.
dive in.
Yeah, just really keep yourself updated. No matter you're a marketer, you're a business owner, think about how AI you can leverage and make it to your advantage. Think about how you can integrate AI into your workflow, and don't think AI is to replace the job. That's a very silly idea, right? People, they think AI is evil, and I don't think that, because AI is helping you so that you can focus your time in more high impact strategic thinking, critical thinking, making decision. So I urge every content creator, marketer, business owner, start learning AI, understand how it works, and also at the same time understand it cannot do everything for you. It still has a limitation. It can have bias, it can have hallucination based on the data. You need to make sure your data is quality. So learn everything about AI and try to using it and set up workflows. And I think AI is not the future. It is now.
Yeah.
It's happening right now. So that's just my final words there.
That's very good advice. I agree. It's not a silver bullet, but just dive in. So Grace, where can people find you online?
Yeah, so two ways. So first way, just find me on LinkedIn. You can just search my name, Grace Leung, and you can shoot me a DM, or you can go to my website, graceleung.com, and there is a web form. You can get in touch with me. And another way, I also invite everyone who is listening, you can follow my YouTube channel. You can, yes, just search Grace Leung, GraceLeung. Yeah.
Perfect. I'll leave all that in the show notes, give you all the backlinks for SEO and all the podcast platforms. And Grace, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. And thank you to everyone for listening to this episode of the Marketing Quacks podcast. Be sure to tune in again next time.
Thank you, Ryan, for having me.